Hey everybody, this is Brandon from School Principal Reacts, and I just wanted to share something with you today as it starts to get warmer. At least where I live, it's getting warmer. I don't know about you, but as it's getting warmer, I've been trying to get outside just a little bit more as it becomes more comfortable to do so, particularly on the weekends in the morning. Sometimes I like to go outside, and I've really gotten hooked on something that I wanted to share with you. It's Raycon Everyday Earbuds. Now, I'll be honest with you, I haven't always been an earbud user, but about a year ago I went to a principals or administrators conference and I actually won some earbuds as a door prize, but I've discovered that Raycons are just far superior, and I'll tell you why. By the way, stick around to the end of the video and you'll get a code that you can use for 15% off of your purchase. As I did take them out of the box, I liked them right off the bat. I went with the orange peel color, which you can see here. Orange just happens to be one of my favorite colors, and I love very compact earbuds, and that's actually one of the things that I like about them the most. As you can see, it's very compact. I mentioned before earlier in the video that I won a pair of earbuds once of another brand, and I noticed that when I used them, if I walked at kind of a brisk pace or if I went jogging, they would immediately start falling out of my ear, and no matter what insert I used, they just wouldn't stay in. And that's one thing I like about Raycon is they're very, very compact. You can see when I put them in my ear, they just don't go anywhere. I can move all around. I can move my head. I can move very quickly. I won't do that here in front of you. It looks pretty silly when I move quite that fast, but I did test them out outside as part of my normal routine, and they just don't go anywhere. I can move my head as fast as I want, and they just don't fall out. And again, I haven't always been an earbud user, but here recently in the last year, I've gotten in the habit of taking walks, trying to improve my own physical health, and in so doing, I really enjoy wearing earbuds, listening to podcasts, sometimes listening to my own videos just to kind of proofread them and make sure that they're ready, listening to other YouTubers, listening to movies as I walk, whether I'm outside. Sometimes I walk on the treadmill and I'll listen to things, all while using earbuds. And again, I've used earbuds for about a year now, but I have to say these Raycons have been far superior to any that I've used in the past. So going back to the other earbuds that I had, ones that I won as a door prize as a conference, so I'd never really used earbuds before. I like the fact that they can connect wirelessly to most all devices, but when I went to this particular brand, I found that it was extremely expensive, and I was really lucky to have won them. But honestly, I like these Raycons better, and yes, they are the sponsor of this video, but I genuinely enjoy using these better, and even though I have both now, I find myself always turning to the Raycons simply because they just fit better, they're more compact, and they do everything that the other ones do, but they're just much more comfortable and they never ever fall out. I also noticed when I started researching Raycon earbuds compared to the other brands I was familiar with, it is a really good value. So if I were to go shopping for them again, I definitely would go with a pair of Raycons because they have all of the functions that other brands that I've researched in the past for a much better value. One thing I noticed also when I'm walking outside, it's not terribly loud where I live. Sometimes you do get some outside noise either from other vehicles, or some of my neighbors have dogs and things that will bark sometimes, or sometimes if I'm on the treadmill and I want to eliminate outside noise, I did notice it has a great active noise cancellation function, which I found really helpful. Also, honestly, in my case, I tend to forget to charge them. Every earbud I've ever had, I just don't always charge them. So I love that it also has a 32-hour battery life, which I think is incredible. And when I can, I try to charge it overnight so I don't have to worry about it. But there are many times where I have discovered that I've forgotten to charge it, so I'll want to use it. So I'll think to myself, well, I'll just charge my Raycons for a short time and then I can at least go for a walk or something, which is great because for only about 10 minutes of charging time, you get about 90 minutes of use out of them, which is perfect. I was also surprised by the variety of colors. Raycon, from looking at their website, seemed to have a variety of really vibrant vibrant colors. Like I said, I went with the orange peel color just because I really like orange, and so it was a great option. I haven't seen too many people with earbuds quite this color. I didn't mention it at the beginning, but I also got a really nice protective case for the earbuds, which is the color Sunset, which I thought was really cool. And I'll go ahead and show it to you. It just sort of pops on. I'm going to put it together here where you can sort of see it, and it just goes all the way over the standard case. Gives it a little bit more protection. I can see if you drop it or it gets thrown or something like that. Hope not. The protective case gives it a lot more protection to those kinds of things. And when I was looking at it, I did notice also that they have a 30-day happiness guarantee. I did notice that, which is always, especially for any tech purchase, I really like. And again, I just want to emphasize the value for these. I'm taking it back out of the case. I just love this orange color here. It's so vibrant. But really, to me, these do just as much as a lot of the other brands. I mentioned at the beginning of the video that I won this other pair of earbuds. True story. I'm not going to mention the brand because we're talking about Raycon, but if I said the brand, you would recognize it instantly, and they're okay, but Raycon does everything that that brand does at a much lower price. And I mentioned before that this other brand would always fall out of my ear. Even when I was just briskly walking, they would always fall out. They've fallen out a couple of times and I've had to go pick them up. But my Raycons, and I'll show you again, they're just very, very compact. They just pop in my ear and they just don't come out. They're very compact. They stay in my ear very easily. I can turn my head all around. I've walked in them, I've jogged in them, and they just don't go anywhere, which I love. Very compact, just big enough to do what they need to do. And the instructions that came with them said that the standard size little gel tab here do work for most people, the normal size. For my ears, the normal ones worked fine. The gel tabs do come in a variety of sizes in the box, but the normal ones work just fine for me. I didn't have to change them out. So once again, I can't speak highly enough about Raycon. I wasn't that familiar with their company before, but I really love this product, and I have a feeling that as I take my morning walks and as I walk on the treadmill, I'm going to be using these things all the time. Again, I went with the orange peel color, which I like because it just pops. I also really liked the Sunset protective case, which I'll show you one more time. Looks great. They have a lot of other vibrant colors online. If you don't like this one quite so much, they do have several others that I saw that really pop as well. If you're interested in getting yourself a pair of Raycon earbuds, I highly recommend it. You can go to the site buyraycon.com/principal and get 15% off of your purchase. Go to the link buyraycon.com/principal for 15% off your order. Again, thanks to Raycon for sponsoring this video. I genuinely do love them, and I would highly recommend getting yourself a pair and trying them out for yourself. I can't wait to hear about your own experience with Raycon. Let me know how you like to use your Raycons, and I'll see you on my next video. Thanks for watching.